So, we all have our own opinions, and we're entitled to them. It's what makes us, us. So, disclaimer, anything I say in this video that you don't agree with is, well, my opinion. Well, with that out of the way, we've come full circle. It's time for some more Pokemon videos. In my Pokemon Iceberg video, I made the mistake of sharing my opinion. As a result, I unleashed an angry mob of Pokemon fans. Naturally, I decided to do the rational thing and make a video all about my unpopular opinions. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Dude, what are you doing?
One last thing, if you enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Please. Okay, now with all of that out of the way, it's time to talk about my unpopular Pokemon opinions. I'm gonna get beat up for this. I dislike giving Pokemon human names. I don't know, something about it just feels unnatural. It's like naming your dog Jason. Like, imagine someone walking up to you and saying, "Your name is Nathan? That's the name of my dog." You have a dog's name. Then walking away. First of all, what the f? Second, like, come on, that's just weird. I usually opt into having cool, cute, snarky, or just flat out stupid nicknames for my Pokemon. Like Dewdrop. That's what I'm naming my Oshawott. I wouldn't be caught dead naming my Dialga Jimothy. Of course, no disrespect to people with pets that have human names. It's a lot more understandable with pets. Pokemon, on the other hand, I love the elemental monkeys from Unova. They're basically like an off-brand starter for the region, but the main reason I love them is because of their origins. In case you're not aware, they're based off of the three wise monkeys. Pansage, Pansear, and Panpour represent Speak No Evil, Hear No Evil, and See No Evil, respectively. It's referenced in the way they're posing. Each of their evolutions depict them falling to each one of their evils. But that's not all. They're also inspired by Japanese delinquents that fall into those three evils. Simisage, representing Speak No Evil, is based off of Yakuza and gangsters with pompadours. They just so happen to be known for being foul-mouthed. Simisear, representing Hear No Evil, looks like a biker. The shoulder puffs resemble biker jacket fluffs, and its hand positions look like it's holding onto motorbike handlebars. Bikers are also loud. Like, really loud. Simipour, representing See No Evil, is based off of Kogals, who like to wear short skirts and are all about their appearance, thus falling into See No Evil. But people still dislike them because they think they look stupid. I dislike Generation 8. Now don't get me wrong, okay? I love the characters of this generation music along with Pokemon. Hop, Marnie, and Bede were fine additions along with some others. Klara's theme and the gym theme are absolutely incredible, and I absolutely love Toxtricity and Corviknight. But, despite all of that, this generation just kind of fell flat on its face for me. Mainly gameplay, story, and mechanic-wise. It's not exactly what I imagined a Pokemon game on the Switch would be like, but oh well. I still believe in my theory that Game Freak was just lowballing it on purpose. Or maybe I'm just lying to myself for false hope. Regardless, I still dislike it. I actually like Ice Cube's design. I played Pokemon Sword, so I had no idea this thing even existed. When I first saw it, I legitimately thought it was fake. But no, it's real, and I love it. It looks so stupid, and its no ice form further amplifies that. So apparently it's really good and competitive, so I gotta get me one. People would like Generation 7 way more if Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were released first. A lot of people seem to surprisingly not like Generation 7 for some reason. I'll admit, it's extremely handholdy, which is a big reason I don't want to replay them, but if you ignore that, or it's your first playthrough, it's pretty damn good. A lot of people got upset when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were announced, myself included. You're telling me I bought Sun and Moon for nothing? I ended up reluctantly buying it. I didn't end up beating it until a year or two, or 3 later because it felt like the same game early on, and of course, the further you progress, the more different it is, but the first hurdle is a steep one. Whitney's Miltank wasn't even that hard. If you're into the Pokemon fandom, like, at all, you've most likely heard of Whitney's notorious Miltank and rollout, and how it devastated people. Well, when I played Gold for the first time, I beat Whitney first try. Congratulations, Rogue, no one cares, which, fair enough. I'm not sure if it was because of all the mental prep I did before, or maybe I just got lucky, but it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. Generation 8 had the absolute worst story of any mainline Pokemon game. Look, I get it. Pokemon doesn't need Oscar-nominated plots, but when the big climax of the story feels like the rising action, it just leaves a lot to be desired, you know? Seriously, when I first saw this, I was like, damn! Things are about to get intense, but no! That was it! That was the entire plot of Sword and Shield. It just happened because Chairman Rose couldn't wait a single day. My favorite part of Sword and Shield was when Bede got disowned. I laughed. That's not really saying much though. Pokemon doesn't need any more new types. Let's be real. What types could Game Freak realistically add to Pokemon that wouldn't feel redundant? If you're thinking the light type or sound type, light is just fairy and sound is too niche to be its own type. I wouldn't mind a new type, it's just that there's nothing Game Freak could realistically do. To be fair though, rock and ground do coexist, so maybe it's a possibility. I think the new Pokemon card opening craze is stupid. I actually had no idea this was happening until very recently. Then I saw a video of these neckbeard scalpers essentially fighting for Pokemon cards at a Walmart or something. Rogue, you didn't have to insult them like that. Don't care, they're scalpers. I hate scalpers. I do like that people are getting into the TCG though, even if they're just collecting. I just think the lengths that people are willing to go is a little over the top. I'm one of the few people who actually know how to play the TCG, and I have yet to meet any others. I can't wait for the comments saying they've been playing since their dog's second wedding. Congratulations. The 2D Pokemon sprites looked way better. It kinda makes me sad that we'll never get another sprite-based Pokemon game. Like, ever again. Especially when the pixel art is arguably better than the 3D models. We've all probably heard of Pokemon losing personality into their transition into 3D, and that isn't necessarily Game Freak's fault. They did kinda dig themselves into a hole. Animations for each one of the Pokemon would go a long way, but that's animations for every single Pokemon. Now, according to Game Freak, they said they were working on animations and focusing on better graphics, so hopefully they got this in the bag. Oh wait, they don't. The Generation 5 sprites looked a bit weird at first, with them moving and all, but it grew on me really quick and it actually looks incredibly charming now looking back on it. Now I can't stop thinking about a Pokemon game that looks like Octopath Traveler. That would look amazing. Playing Pokemon games underleveled is the best way to play them. People always complain about Pokemon being too easy, and well, rightfully so, but usually those are the same people who overlevel their Pokemon. I'd just say go without stopping. Only train if you're on your way somewhere, a party member is underleveled, or you want to evolve someone, as long as it doesn't result in them being overleveled. I recently played Pokemon Platinum like this, and it made things a lot more interesting. The final fight against Cynthia was absolutely horrifying, but we clutched it, of course. I was 10 to 15 levels below the entire Elite Four and Cynthia, just to give you an idea of how the journey went. But honestly, now that I think about it, this is the perfect solution. It removes grinding, which is honestly pretty boring, and it makes things harder. I'm definitely gonna play like this from now on. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Nuzlocke. Well, Nuzlocke are a little hard to keep track of. Oftentimes, I stop playing a Nuzlocke for a little bit and then completely forget what Pokemon I've caught on each route, and it's a whole mess. I actually enjoyed Pokemon Channel quite a bit. People argue it's just TV watching simulator, and no! Kinda. Obviously there's other activities besides watching TV, but oftentimes it's just you and Pikachu staring at the TV. When I was younger, I played this game a lot, and I mean a lot. I actually wanted to make a video about it before the Pokemon Iceberg, but I got lazy. I just want to say, the room theme is unnecessarily sad for absolutely no reason. I still somewhat dislike the Sun and Moon art style, just not as much. I'll admit, they look really expressive in the new art style, but I still prefer what X and Y had. The art style in Pokemon Journeys is an improvement, though I will say I absolutely despise what they did to James's hair. It went from stylish to bulby, if that makes sense. The Indigo League is hands down one of my favorite seasons of the Pokemon anime, along with earlier seasons, but it was mostly the Indigo League. The sheer absurdness of the journey was what made it so whimsical and great. You never knew what was gonna happen. The SSN literally sank with Ash and friends, along with Team Rocket on it. After finally escaping the SSN, they end up washing up on an island filled with animatronic giant Pokemon. That would never happen nowadays. There was also an episode where Ash and friends went mining and fell down into a cave filled with ancient fossil Pokemon. Oh yeah, and there was a lot of explosions. There's another episode where Ash and friends travel to a lighthouse and see what appears to be a giant Dragonite. The list goes on. It was more of an adventure anime, whereas the modern day anime is more slice of life-esque. I still like the modern day anime, but I miss all the shenanigans that would go down in the Indigo League and earlier seasons of the Pokemon anime. I prefer single battles over double battles. And with that statement, the competitive Pokemon scene is gonna come after me. It was nice knowing you all. In all seriousness though, I haven't really tried double battles. So, who knows, maybe I will end up liking it, but single battles are just more straightforward. I will give it a shot eventually though. Gimmicks aren't necessarily a bad thing. I'm not too entirely sure why there's a negative connotation associated with gimmicks, Yeah, sure, they show up every generation after 6, arguably since Generation 2, but that's besides the point, just to get tossed away the next generation. It provides generations its own identities. Besides, if they didn't add any new gimmicks, people would just say every generation is the same. There's no winning in this situation. I don't care too much about the battle frontier. I mean, I like competitive battling, but mostly against actual people. I haven't really messed around with the Pokemon Battle Frontier in Platinum or Emerald, but I did go to the Battle Tree and Battle Tower a good amount. I mean, it's fun, but if they removed it, I wouldn't be too bothered by it. Pokemon Colosseum and XD arguably have a better story than most Pokemon games. They, at the very least, have a better story than Ruby and Sapphire, along with Sword and Shield. Nothing against Ruby and Sapphire, they're great games, but Team Magma and Aqua are stupid. And, well, Sword and Shield kinda speaks for itself. Pokemon Colosseum starts with the protagonist breaking into Team Snag'em's hideout, stealing a gauntlet that can steal Pokemon, leaving on his motorcycle, then proceeds to blow up their hideout. If that doesn't sound cool, I don't know what does. It's certainly a lot better than Chairman Rose's impatientness. Pokemon XD, along with being quirky, serves as a Pokemon Colosseum sequel. Originally, the protagonist from Colosseum was going to be the antagonist for XD, and that would have been so damn cool. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Apparently, they thought it would have been too dark, so yeah. Ash should not have won the Alola League. Did he deserve a win after everything he's been through? Maybe. Should he have won the Alola League? No. I was a firm believer that if Ash was to win the league, it should have been during Kalos. The man had the type advantage, one of the strongest Pokemon in the region, and an extremely rare form of it at that. And he loses. How? I hate the walking animation for the players in Gen 7. It looks so robotic and I just despise it. I haven't heard or seen anybody talk about it. I mean, just look at it. Does this look natural to you? Pokemon based off of objects are cool. For some strange reason, the general consensus is that inanimate objects being turned into Pokemon is bad. Ironically enough, those are usually the same people who claim Generation 1 had the best designs. There's 2 balls and 2 sludges. Amazing. Chandelure is peak inanimate Pokemon, but I still really like Vanillix, Klefki, and Garbodor to a certain extent. Except Klinkling. Klinkling is stupid. Ash in the Indigo League was a better character. Ash went from a cocky, arrogant prick to a goody-two-shoe idiot. Makes sense story-wise. Ash was barely starting his journey in the Indigo League, so it makes sense that he would be immature. But him maturing resulted in him becoming a boring, overly friendly protagonist. I miss the days when Ash would just flat out insult his friends along with his enemies. I really don't see him doing that anytime soon. The farthest he'll go is a little tease. Team Galactic is boring. The only reason people like Team Galactic is because of Cyrus, which is fair because Cyrus is pretty cool. But the team as a whole just feels really bland. Ash's modern voice is just as good as his old one. Ash ended up getting a new voice actor once the Diamond and Pearl anime kicked off. The new voice would help Ash transition to his unexplainable personality shift. Veronica Taylor's voice as Ash is ingrained into my head, along with the current voice, Sarah Natochenny. I probably butchered that. In my opinion, Veronica's voice fits better pre-personality switch. I don't know, the art style along with the way he acts just pairs up super well with her voice. It would be really weird hearing his old voice in the modern day anime. His new voice fits his overly friendly nature pretty well, but a slight gripe I have with Sarah's Ash is that he sounds extremely, and I mean extremely unnatural when he laughs. Other than that, she does a pretty good job. Humanoid Pokemon are just fine. People often say that they get weirded out by them, or that they don't look like Pokemon. I can understand why some people are weirded out, but the claim they don't look like Pokemon is absurd. The Machop line, Jinx, Hypno, Hitmonchan, and Mr. Mime are all from Gen 1. And what do you know, they're a little bit humanoid. If you don't have a problem with these not looking like Pokemon, then there's no reason to say Gardevoir, Sock, Throw, Cinderace, and many others don't look like Pokemon. Breeding for Pokemon is fun. Despite it being extremely tedious at times, I still enjoy it. Something about getting a shiny or finally getting a 6IV Pokemon is extremely satisfying. I have literal boxes full of Pokemon that I bred and want to use competitively in the future. Their time will come soon enough. I don't like using legendary or mythical Pokemon. When I was younger, I was always told that playing with legendaries or mythicals was a cheap way to play, so I just never used them. When people want to battle me and only use legendary and mythicals, a part of my soul just dies. A difficulty option that only increases levels won't make the game harder. It'll just result in more grinding. Better AI for the NPCs would go a long way. If they actually incorporated strategies into the way they fought, then that'd be horrifying. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. It was way longer than I expected, so if you liked it, like the video and subscribe. I'm probably gonna do more Pokemon videos from now on, so if you have any ideas for what you want me to do, leave a comment and I'll feature you in the video. Oh yeah, if you have any unpopular opinions, make sure to leave them in the comments, I'd love to hear them. Just try not to start too many flame wars. Oh, am I kidding? It's the YouTube comments section. Alright, social media plugs. Follow my Twitter, my Twitch, my Discord server. That's it. Bye!